first saw Dr. McClanahan almost a year ago, and I'd gotten to the point where I could only walk about a half a block without having stabbing pain in one part of my foot, one of my toes. And I was handicapped, which was hard to accept because I've always been pretty active and like to walk a lot. Not so much hiking, but a good walker. And to have this happen to me was just devastating. And first heard about walking barefoot and how that helps your feet on internet sites, websites. And then I picked up a copy of let's see, what was it? It was that little book, the Barefoot book, over at Powell's. And the introduction was by Dr. McClanahan. And when I read that, I immediately got on the phone and made an appointment, which took 3 months to see him. And but it's been worth it. The support that I've got, it seems like there's just so much misinformation about feet and ignorance. It's like I've been thinking it's like the Dark Ages as far as feet, in spite of the fact that there are thousands and thousands of different kinds of shoes that you can choose that are supposed to be good for your feet. And yet all of them, literally almost all of them, have this narrow toe box that is not good for feet as you go through life and through the decades of your life, and your toes need to spread and they get compacted into these narrow toe boxes and cause all kinds of problems. I found that out. And for me, it's been like, I'm not quite sure the words she used, but Dr. McClanahan was saying mallet toes, or whether it's mallet toes or claw toes or hammer toes, and also bunions and all kinds of things caused by toes that have been cramped into these narrow toe boxes. And you can't find shoes that, well, Dr. McClanahan does sell the Lems, and they're the best that I've been able to find. But I got so frustrated, I decided to try making my own shoes. And there's a book at the library I got. It took me 3 months to get it. It was on hold. There were several holds on the book, and I finally got it and studied it, and I've been using that book. Sharon Raymond, I can't think of the name of it, Making Your Own Shoes or something like that. And she gives pretty good information. It still was very difficult to do, but I knew what I wanted, and I figured that was the only way I was going to get it. It was just make my own shoes, which I've done. And I'm so happy with them. I don't know if the camera can see these.
Sure can.
But yeah, so anyway, it's been the best thing I've done for myself, maybe for a long time. And then seeing Dr. McClanahan and reading the Barefoot book and just understanding. I had gotten to the point where I thought there was something wrong with my feet, that I had just very, very strange feet or something, and that's why I couldn't find shoes to fit my feet properly. But that's not true, because I go to an exercise group, and one of the instructors had us all take off our shoes and our socks, and usually it's not socks, but everybody took their socks off. Everybody in that group had some degree of toe deformity, and we're in our 60s, 70s, 80s. And it's just a slow process, I guess, of just keeping your feet in those shoes that are not sensibly designed for feet. And I'm really pretty upset about the shoe industry, because there must be some knowledge there of what's going on. There has to be. And I almost think they're almost as bad as the tobacco industry for not taking care of us, I get pretty upset whenever I think about that, because I'm suffering. 72 years old now, and I've known for at least 30 years that I had a toe problem, a foot problem, the toes, and didn't know what to do. And so finally I'm trying to correct it. It is going to take longer. I am seeing progress. I'm happy with that. The toes are spreading, and there's more room for the toes. They're straightening out. I still need to work. It's going to take a while. Dr. McClanahan says maybe 2 or 3 more years. I'm 72 years old. It's taken this long for this to happen. So it's going to take a while to correct the damage. And maybe it won't ever be perfect, but at least it's not getting any worse for sure, and it's certainly getting better.
If America's shoe manufacturers were a person and they were standing right here in front of you, what would you say to them?
I would get really angry. I'm not sure what I would say, but I would tell them what I said about most people my age, even younger, and some people a lot younger, but definitely by the time of my age, almost everybody has some toe deformity and other problems, and they're caused by the shoes. We weren't born with feet, with toes that were deformed. Hardly any. I'm sure that's pretty rare to have a toe deformity at birth, but it's caused by improper shoes. And it's so misleading because there are all these thousands and thousands of pairs of shoes out there that are supposed to be good for your feet. And then I go in and they're all narrow tapered toes, which I know is not. It's going to cause problems for people as they age. You know, it's just the shoe clerks that are there, and they just sell what they have. They're not making the shoes.